Are you planning a trip to Universal Orlando and don't want to waste your money on the wrong hotel? Well, my name is Mike, and I'm the owner of the You Preferred Universal Orlando travel agency, The Park Prodigy. And I know just how important picking the perfect hotel for your family vacation can be. And I also know that with the recent changes to Universal Orlando hotel tiers, it can be a little bit more complicated than it has in the past. Universal announced in 2024 that there will be 5 hotels within their signature collection hotels, which is the creme de la creme, as they call it. But here is what might surprise some folks watching at home. Not every one of these hotels comes with the same benefits. So if you're planning a Universal Orlando vacation and not sure if you should go with a hotel that gives you the free 2 park express pass ticket, one that makes you feel like you're in the seaside village of Portofino, Italy, or even one that's literally connected to the brand new park, Epic Universe, just be sure to stick around until the end of this video as I am about to break down and rank all of the signature collection hotels at Universal Orlando Resort. As always, I'm very excited, so let's go get started. Thank you again so much for checking out this video. Like I said, I'm about to break down and rank the 5 signature collection hotels at Universal Orlando Resort. So I've done this video sort of in the past. The old tier used to be called Premier Resorts, and there was only 3 within them. So the 3 original hotels are Hard Rock Hotel, Loews Portofino Bay Resort, and Loews Royal Pacific Resort. However, they also upgraded and added Loews Sapphire Falls Resort, which was previously part of their preferred collection. And now we do have the newest hotel at Universal Orlando, which is Helios Grand Hotel, which is connected to Universal's Epic Universe. Another really important thing for me to just start the entire video with, because it's one of the most common and confusing questions that we do receive. None of these hotels include the Express Pass to Epic Universe. You're going to see some of them include an Express Pass, but they are to the original 2 Universal Orlando parks. None of these hotels include an express pass to Epic Universe, unfortunately, at this time. So let's jump right in. We're ranking from 5 down to 1. At number 5, we have Loews Sapphire Falls Resort. From a transportation standpoint, one of the coolest things is that we do have a water taxi that will take you over to City Walk, Islands of Adventure, and Universal Studios Florida. You also have the shuttle buses to take you over to Volcano Bay, over to the original 2 theme parks, and over to Epic Universe. And we do have a walkway that I personally love that will take you again over to City Walk, Islands of Adventure, and Universal Studios Florida. And I would say this hotel is also within walking distance to Volcano Bay. So, you're not as close as some of the other signature collection hotels, but you, in my opinion, from the original campus, you're kind of right in the middle. From a pool standpoint, you do have 1 pool, but it is the largest pool on Universal Orlando property. And it is a resort style pool where you do have sort of you can walk into this pool from one of the sections, and it does have a really cool slide. I just love everything about this pool. I love the arcade. I love the gym at this hotel. I love just the way that all the amenities are set up. I think it makes for easy access. I really love this hotel. Over to the dining options, we do have 3 different dining options, or the main dining options. We have Amatista Cookhouse, which is a bright modern eatery serving Caribbean inspired cuisine and draft beers. We have Strong Water Tavern, which offers rum based cocktails and Caribbean type staples and meals. And then we have the New Dutch Trading Co., which is kind of going to be their quick service meals here at Sapphire Falls. There's also a poolside quick service spot to eat, but that's pretty much the main ones that you have going on at Sapphire Falls. Now, from a pricing standpoint, what we're going to do for all of these hotels is I went and I looked and I said, what is the pricing from November 6th to the 9th of 2025? We looked for 2 adults, 2 children, and what I found actually surprised me, and that kind of solidified this hotel being at number 5. So the pricing at this point in time was $491.67 per night. So what are the pros? Well, it's still going to be one of the most affordable hotels within this category, considering that you also get such a nice pool, you get sit-down amenities. And I also think that the Strong Water Tavern restaurant in itself, just if you love rum, right, you're gonna love that restaurant. It's really a one-of-a-kind restaurant. I also really love the water taxi to City Walk. I think that's a huge pro at this hotel, and I think that it's perfect for families who plan to spend a little bit longer time in Orlando than your average family, and that you don't need the express pass because this hotel does not come with the express pass. So jumping into the cons, That's a huge con. This hotel just does not come with the two park express pass, right? So you have to take that into consideration when you're comparing the prices. I would also say that I used to love the price. I really love the price at this hotel, right around, I would say 280 to like 350. That's kind of where I feel comfortable staying at this hotel. And what's funny is I was so surprised by that pricing that I actually went and I looked in the summer of 2025. And so July 13th to the 16th, I actually saw the price at Sapphire Falls was $306 per night. I mean, that's a slam dunk. I don't think you could beat that price. I love this hotel at that price. And that's kind of where, it's getting a little bit more confusing because it is a signature collection hotel. I guess its price ranges go a little bit higher than it has in the past. And so why did we rank this hotel at number five? Well, like I said, we ranked Sapphire at the bottom of the list, even though I absolutely love this hotel, mainly because of the updated price and the distance to the parks compared to some of the other hotels in this category. Okay, over to number four, and this might surprise some folks, but number four on our list, and we have Helios Grand Hotel. So room rates here start at $400 per night. However, I would say on average, you're really probably looking between 650 to 850 or 950, depending on the time of year you visit. From a transportation standpoint, you literally can walk into Epic Universe from this hotel. It has a designated entrance into the brand new park at Epic Universe. And that, of course, is going to be a game changer for families who want to take advantage of early park admission, who want easy access to Epic. Maybe you got to spend a couple days at Epic and you want to go back to your hotel for those afternoon breaks by the pool. It's a game changer. On the flip side, though, from a transportation standpoint to the other Universal Orlando theme parks, you do have to take the shuttle bus, and it is going to be about, I would say, 20-minute shuttle ride. I'm probably being a little conservative there, but that is the transportation options that we have at this point in time. And from an amenity standpoint, we do have a brand new resort style pool that has cabanas for rent, and it also has music that plays underwater, zero entry, all the bells and whistles of a modern resort style pool, as you can imagine. But moving over to the restaurants, and we do have two really cool sit down restaurants. We have Flora Taverna, which is an open kitchen a la fresque dining, serving breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and it offers a full breakfast buffet and Mediterranean comfort foods. We also have Bar Helios, which I think is one of the coolest bars to come to Universal Orlando ever. So, along with exciting beverage options, guests can enjoy delicious comfort food and creative tapas. And of course, Bar Helios offers unmatched views of Universal Epic Universe, especially at night. And I think this is a great date spot for adults visiting Universal Orlando. We also have Aurora Market, which is their quick service option. And then we have the Lotus Lagoon. From a pricing standpoint, again, we looked at November 6th to the 9th, 2025, and we found this hotel for $886 per night. And I think that price is going to be important because you do have to compare that now to the other hotels that are higher on this list that give you the free two park unlimited express pass. So $886 per night definitely had an impact on why I ranked it a little bit lower. So pros, what are the pros here? Well, of course, the location for Epic Universe can't be beat. It has a dedicated park entrance, which can save you time versus walking in at the main gate. I also would say the views are amazing, and well, all of the rooms here are brand new and modern. And don't forget that you do have some brand new How to Train Your Dragon Kid Suite rooms. But it's not all good. What are some of the cons? Well, with the premium amenities and the prime location, I just feel like the price point is higher compared to some of the other Universal Orlando hotels on this list. So it might not be the best for families who are on a budget, who are trying to get the most out of their money. And again, when you compare it to the three hotels higher, where you're getting the free Universal Express Pass, you have to kind of keep that in mind and outweigh the pros and the cons. And of course, like I said, it does not come with an Express Pass for Epic Universe. And if you are thinking about staying at Helios Grand Hotel, we actually just did a full video on the pros and the cons of this new hotel. So just be sure to subscribe to our channel and you will get the latest and greatest Universal Orlando tips and tricks to make sure you have the best vacation possible. So why did we rank this hotel number four? Well, truthfully, if it wasn't located right inside of Epic Universe, it was a toss up. It might have been number five. Again, this hotel is great if you're planning on spending most of your trip at Epic Universe, but if not, I just think that it has a lot of cons that come along with it. Okay, over to number three, ranking the Signature Collection hotels, and we do have Royal Pacific Resort. So At this hotel, we do have rates starting at $325 per night. However, I would say you're typically going to be between, I would say 490 all the way up to like 925, but it ranges. You can get a really, really great deal at this hotel. From a transportation standpoint, we do have the water taxi to take you to City Walk, Universal Studios Florida, and Islands of Adventure. We have a walkway that will take you to those parks as well. And we do have the shuttle buses that will take you to those parks, Volcano Bay, and also to Epic Universe. From a pool standpoint, we have a resort style pool with a really, really cool splash pad for families visiting with young kids. And I also love the layout of this pool. I think it's in such a great part of the hotel where you're kind of overlooking the lagoon over there. I think about stuff like that, like when I just think about how do I want to relax at the pool, right? I think it matters, and I think this pool is in a great location. From a food standpoint, I also will say that I love the dining at this hotel, and it definitely had a reason why I put this a little bit higher than Helios. We have Bula Bar and Grill, which is a Fiji themed outdoor spot by the pool. We have Islands Dining Room, which is a casual restaurant offering breakfast and Pan Asian dishes. We have the Orchard Court Lounge and Sushi Bar. Really, really cool vibe within the lobby itself. And then we have Jake's American Bar, which is a spacious bistro and bar with classic American food. I think the vibe here too is really cool, especially on football Sundays. This is the stuff I think about when I go on vacation. You can go and you can hang at the bar for a little bit, watch the games, and then you're back in Islands of Adventure at night riding Hagrid's magical creatures. Like those are my type of weekends. This is why I love doing this stuff, but I think it's important. And so, from a pricing standpoint, again, we went, look, November 6th, 2025. This hotel was right at $977 per night. That is for a family of four. The important thing to keep in mind with the prices that I'm talking about too is that Universal does add a $50 per night fee at the premier resorts that include the express pass once you get past two people. So it's important to keep that in mind. And just so you can kind of do your own comparisons, I went and I looked and I said, okay, if I'm spending $977 per night, a huge pro here is you get the Universal Express Pass for the original two parks. You get an unlimited two park Universal Express Pass. How much does that cost? And it costs $181 per person. So you could see there $181 per person per day. So if you are a family of four and you're spending $977 per night, but you were going to buy those express passes on your own, I mean, it almost pays for the hotel. It's kind of crazy. When you think about it, if you're the type of family that's going to get the express pass, you could see this might be a great option for you. Over to the pros, we did speak about it already. Of course, we have the enormous lagoon pool. We have a variety of amazing restaurants. You can't overlook those free Universal Unlimited Express Pass tickets for the two parks. And another great thing that I haven't touched on yet is they do have Jurassic Park Kids Suites within this hotel. But just like the others, it's not all good. What are some of the cons? Well, I would say the rooms are not going to be as new and light as over in Helios. The rooms are a little bit darker. From a mood standpoint, I know that just makes a difference for some families. Also, due to its proximity to Islands of Adventure, the resort can get a little bit noisy depending on the time of day. And also, depending on where you are within this hotel, which tower you're in, you can be a little bit further from the walking path, the water taxi, stuff like that. But overall, why do we rank this number three? Well, of course, like I said, the free Universal Express Unlimited Pass is a huge perk that can't be overlooked. And overall, we just love the paradise vibes of this hotel right in the heart of the original Universal Orlando campus. Okay, over to number two. And this was a toss up, right? Do I go Hard Rock, Portofino Bay, which one? But in at number two, I stuck to my guns. And if you were watching my channel, this is kind of where I've been ranking these hotels. At number two, I have Hard Rock Hotel. So the rates are starting at around $372 per night. From a transportation standpoint, we do have the water taxi that takes you to City Walk, which is connected to Islands of Adventure, Universal Studios Florida. We do have the shuttle buses that will take you to Volcano Bay, to Epic Universe, but you have a walkway here. And I would say that this walkway, you are really, really close to Universal Studios Florida. So this hotel is perfect for families who might be visiting Halloween Horror Nights. I also love the pool here. The pool also has music that you can listen to while underwater. And I really, really enjoy the restaurants here as well. What I would say is the restaurants here are very expensive, and you kind of have to be prepared for that and like in the mood for that. I think it's all depends on the type of vibe that you want, but I do love the restaurants at the Hard Rock Hotel. And so the restaurants that we have here are going to be the Kitchen, which has amped up American favorites. We have the Palm, which is really my favorite, right? The famous New York Steakhouse. But again, the Palm, you can't, I don't have the budget to be eating at the Palm every night. That's kind of where I'm saying it. You have to plan for that, if that makes sense. You also, though, you do have Amak and Bolio's Marketplace, which is born in the Boston basement, an after hours hangout for touring musicians. It has a rock star reputation for award winning ice cream, smoothies, and coffee. You have the Velvet Bar. Again, if you're going to Halloween Horror Nights, the perfect spot to start your night at. Grab a drink before you walk over to Horror Nights. And you also have the Beach Club, which is located right near the pool. The other thing I will say is I'm looking at the Universal Orlando website to actually look at the restaurants here. And it is important to note that you have room service at all of the Signature Collection hotels. So it's something that you do have to kind of keep in mind. And it's like, oh, yeah, of course, Mike, of course we have room service. Well, when you go over to Disney World, not every single one of their deluxe resorts has room service. Actually, only one at this point in time, the Grand Floridian. Last time I checked, anyway, the Grand Floridian was the only one. I don't believe I've missed the news that a new one has come out. That's the difference maker over at Universal Orlando. And here it is 24-hour room service. Again, late nights, Halloween Horror Nights, what's better than coming back, at 1:32 in the morning, exhausted, and you order yourself up a cheeseburger. I'm like projecting what my ideal theme park vacation is on you guys. Your vacation can be whatever you want it to be. If you want to order a grilled chicken Caesar salad at 2 in the morning, go for it. I'm kind of just creating my own bucket list as I create this video for you all at home. So we touched on the dining. From a pricing standpoint, for November 6th to the 9th, we have a price of $853 per night. Some of the pros about the Hard Rock Hotel is that the resort has a rock and roll theme, which makes it a great choice for those who love music. But I also feel like this is a great hotel for those families who are coming on a theme park vacation, but like they're not overly into the theme park theming, if that makes sense. Like you just want like a cool hotel to stay at. Let's talk about the cons. So again, this is one of the more lively resorts. So if you're looking for a more quiet and relaxing, peaceful vacation, this might not be the best fit for you. It's also a little bit further away from Volcano Bay compared to Sapphire Falls. And of course, it's going to be further away from Epic Universe. And we already spoke, the dining options here can be expensive. So why did we rank this number two? Well, like I said, I always go back and forth between this and Portofino Bay. And I just feel like this hotel does so many things right. And it is, you really, the vibe and the everything about this hotel I love, but you can't beat number one on the list. And that is, of course, going to be Universal Lowe's Portofino Bay Resort, our number one ranked hotel out of the Universal Orlando Signature Collection. So at Portofino Bay, we have rates starting at $325 per night. From a transportation standpoint, we do have the water taxi to take you over to City Walk, connected to Islands of Adventure and Universal Studios Florida. We have the shuttle buses to take you to Volcano Bay and now to Epic Universe. And we do have a walkway here to take you to City Walk. What I would say is between Hard Rock and Royal Pacific, this is the furthest walkway. Royal Pacific really is situated perfect if you spend a lot of time at Islands of Adventure. The Hard Rock is perfect if you spend a lot of time at Universal Studios Florida. Portofino Bay, just from a walkability standpoint, is a little bit further, but we get 3 pools at this hotel. So jumping into some of the amenities, it does have 3 different pools, and the beach pool here is really where most families will probably spend most of their time. It does have a sand pool with a 0 entry walkway, but the water slide here is just really, really cool. There are cabanas for rent around the pool, and it does have a splash pad for families with young kids. So what are the pros? Well, in our opinion, guests receive the best amenities at this resort for its price point. And one of the cool things too is in recent weeks, I've actually seen this hotel be cheaper than Royal Pacific. So you have access to an enormous lagoon pool with a really cool themed water slide, like I said, a variety of restaurants, and you also have a spa at this hotel. Again, at the price point, I think it's important to have little things like that. You might not even go, but it's just nice to have that at your fingertips. You also have those 2 quieter pools if that's more your vibe. And speaking of vibes, just the entire hotel in general, the courtyard, you feel like you are in Italy. As soon as you step off of that water taxi back at this hotel, you feel like you are in the middle of Italy, and I really love just everything about it. I really do. I also think this is the perfect hotel for couples who are looking for those romantic getaways, but also want to hit the parks and have some fun. So, what are the cons? Well, like I said, I already touched base on it. It is further away than the Hard Rock. And also, when it comes to the restaurants, the seating isn't outside, but a lot of like where they're located, it's like a village in Italy. So, a lot of the restaurants, it's situated like that. You have to walk outside to pretty much get to like the arcade, the Starbucks, the restaurants, like stuff like that. But that's just little things. I think overall, the pros definitely completely outweigh the cons. And so, why do we rank this hotel number one? Well, when you stay at Portofino Bay, you truly feel like you're stepping out of a theme park and into a resort. The pools, the grounds, the rooms, they're all some of our favorite. These are some of the biggest rooms I have ever stayed in, ever, not just at Universal. So we love the Italian theming and we think it's the perfect theme park getaway. But that is the list, everyone. That is my ranking of the Universal Orlando Signature Collection hotels. Let me know in the comment section if I got my ranking wrong. What would you rank the hotels? What is your favorite Universal Orlando hotel to stay at? I really, really hope that if you're planning a Universal Orlando trip, that you found this video helpful, that it helped you pick the perfect hotel. And as a thank you for sticking around all the way till the end of this video, I do have a special promo code you can go use on our website to book a discounted Universal Orlando vacation package. And that promo code is going to be Magic50. And if you haven't already done so, please don't forget to subscribe to our channel and like this video, as I have a lot more similar videos coming out in the coming weeks to get you as prepared as possible for your next Universal Orlando vacation. But I think that's all the time we have for today. Thank you all again so much for checking out this video. And until next time, I will talk to you soon.